The cold, small hours of February 2008, a convenience store parking lot, our setting in Lynn, Massachusetts. It played host to a chilling drama. Darlin Guzman, father of 3 and a whiz at computer repairs, was cut down in his prime. He left behind a world steeped in mystery, unanswered questions, and a devastated family grasping for clues. His killer, described as a light-skinned man in his 20s, standing about 6 feet tall, vanished into the night in a red Honda Accord, leaving Guzman in a pool of blood. Fast forward to today, there's a name that's becoming a common echo in those same circles of tragedy, a name that sends shivers down the spine of Annie Guzman, Darlin's sister. That name is Adam Montgomery. At the age of 31, Montgomery now finds himself under the intense gaze of law enforcement. He's been arrested over the disappearance of his own young daughter, Harmony, a precious 5-year-old who was last seen alive in 2019. But the stain of suspicion, it seems, has soaked deeper into his past. According to reports, Montgomery, only 18 at the time of Guzman's murder, was emerging as a potential suspect in that killing. He was, strangely enough, free on bail for unrelated charges when Guzman was murdered. What draws these stories together? It's a thread of intrigue that takes us back to that fateful night in 2008 where Guzman was shot in the chest, a result of a heated argument with another man. Moments before the fatal shot rang out, Guzman's final rendezvous, it appears, was with Montgomery for reasons that have evaporated with time. Yet, while the past casts a long and dreadful shadow, the pressing concern that sits heavily on our hearts today is the whereabouts of little Harmony. A little girl who should be running around in kindergarten, bursting with tales of childhood wonder, is instead the subject of an agonizing search that has turned up nothing but heartbreak. The tragic tale isn't confined to Montgomery and his daughter, though, and enter Kayla Montgomery, Harmony's stepmother, who now faces charges of theft and allegations of welfare fraud. The law alleges that she fraudulently collected food stamps in Harmony's name months, perhaps years after the girl had vanished from their lives. Kayla pleads her innocence. What about Harmony's biological mother? Well, that's Crystal Sorey. She had her own demons to wrestle with. Her substance abuse problems led her to losing custody of Harmony. Now she's filled with regret, burdened by the last image of her daughter looking frightened on a FaceTime call around Easter 2019. So how did Adam get custody, and how did the state think this was a good idea? Jonathan Bobbitt Miller, the adoptive father of Montgomery's brother, is questioning why Harmony's father was more of a blood relative for Harmony to stay with than her brother, the one thing that was constant in her life, as they spent years in and out of foster homes. As Jameson's adopted dad, I'm angry, he wrote on Twitter. Find her. Adam Montgomery's past, like we said, marred by criminal activity. The New Hampshire governor described him as a monstrous drug dealer with previous convictions, including shooting someone in the head and a separate armed attack on 2 women. The governor openly questioned why Chief Justice of Massachusetts allowed Harmony to be placed into the custody of her father. In fact, a comprehensive 101-page report released last year revealed that Harmony's needs, well-being, and safety were not prioritized when considering a custody placement. This was stated by Maria Losides, the director of the Office of the Child Advocate, OCA. The Department of Children and Families took custody of Harmony shortly after her birth in August 2014 due to her mother's substance abuse issues, according to the Massachusetts Office of the Child Advocate report. At the time of Harmony's birth, her father, Adam Montgomery, was incarcerated, leaving her mother, Crystal Sorey, with sole custody. After years of supervised visits and a coordinated plan for reconciliation, a family court judge awarded Adam Montgomery custody of his daughter. However, the Department of Children and Family attorney opposed this decision at the review and redetermination hearing. According to the documents, the report stated that factual circumstances of Mr. Montgomery's parental capacity were not adequately explored, nor was the link to Harmony's needs and his ability to provide for them. It was noted that New Hampshire did not conduct a comprehensive evaluation of Mr. Montgomery's parental capacity or giving him a little girl to take care of. After Harmony was placed in Adam Montgomery's custody in February of 2019, child protection officials in New Hampshire made multiple visits to his home in Manchester. At least one report alleged abuse of Harmony, yet she stayed in Adam's custody. Despite a thorough investigation involving multiple state agencies, it remains unclear where Harmony Montgomery was between the fall of 2019 and the fall of 2021. She was simply missing. Not reported missing until 2021. So what exactly happened? How can a child that is being monitored by Child Protective Services simply go missing for 2 years? No one asking where she is. What about the other loved ones? And I say loved ones with quotations in her life. Why were they not speaking up over the course of 2 years, trying to locate a missing child? What happened with Adam Montgomery and his daughter? And where is he now? Well, he's in a dimly lit courtroom where secrets are laid bare and truths tested. He's at the center stage right now for other charges not relating to the disappearance of his daughter, and it's not the first time he's been in the spotlight in a courtroom, nor will it be his last. The charges right now, 8 counts related to firearms theft back in 2019. He's accused of slinking into the home of a person known only as CF, walking away with 2 firearms each on a different occasion. Yet the Attorney General, John Formella, reassures the court that the firearms, he says, bear no relation to Harmony's disappearance. The words ringing out of the courtroom, but for those listening, the question hangs heavy. Could there be a connection there? The prosecution has a strategy in place. On the stand, they plan to call Kayla Montgomery, Adam's estranged wife. She's currently navigating her own battle with the law, facing accusations of theft by deception for reportedly weaving a web of lies about Harmony's whereabouts. Because who doesn't like lying about missing children? Then there's Danielle Dauphinais, a name intertwined with another tragedy awaiting her trial for the death of her own 5-year-old son, Elijah Lewis. She and Kayla share more than a somber connection. They were reportedly incarcerated together. Her testimony could tip the scales in this courtroom drama. But Adam's defense has its own plans. They aim to scrutinize Kayla's credibility, claiming that much of the evidence gathered by authorities was obtained during an investigation into Harmony's disappearance. In August, Adam is scheduled to stand trial in a case that strikes a chilling chord: the death of his missing daughter, Harmony. Authorities claim the unimaginable, that Adam took the life of his 5-year-old daughter in December of 2019. Yet Harmony wasn't reported missing until November of 2021. By August of 2022, authorities shared their heartbreaking belief that Harmony had been killed. Charges against Adam followed suit 2 months later, but even as this courtroom drama unfolds, somewhere investigators continue their grim task, searching for Harmony's remains. And regardless of the outcome of the gun charges, Adam soon faces a reckoning he truly deserves. Facing responsibility for the disappearance and the death of his daughter that he was charged with taking care of. It is a tragic story filled with so many moments where if someone had simply intervened, someone good had been able to intervene, the life of this innocent little girl born into horrible parents could still be around, could still be smiling in another world, in another place, with another family. But due to the failures of our child protective system and the failures of her parents, she is now very likely deceased. We will continue to cover this case for you, bringing you all of the trial audio, not only from his weapons charge case, but again, when he faces trial this fall for the murder of his daughter. My name is Tony Bruschi. Stay with us.